morning, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning, world. Hello, Paul Trani here. Anne Bracker, right?
Yes.
Hello, gang. Hello, Matthias and Arsh and Josephine. We're just reading off some names. I'm with Anne. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. In beautiful San Francisco.
Yes.
Beautiful,
Awesome to be here.
beautiful bay view, as
Yeah.
you can see just beyond the camera there. It's good to be here. So yes, I'm really excited about this. We got Rob in the house. Rob Zilla, good to see you. This is fun because this is our very first design packaging stream, right?
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
all about packaging. I think what actually people are going to come away with is like more design tips from you. Now, we met at where? Adobe Max?
Yes.
Right?
Just a week ago.
Just a week ago.
Yeah.
And you did some live streaming with me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was really fun. I loved it.
But I learned so much from you. Like, you were doing
thanks.
these little tips, and I'm like, what is that? Is that how you do? That's so easy. Like, you were bouncing around in Illustrator, and it was just really fun to watch.
Oh,
So,
thank
like,
you.
you just do your thing, and we'll just like watch. And I'm sure you have a game plan. But just so everybody knows the game plan today, by the way, kind of want to break down the next 3 days. Super happy to have you here. Super chill, cool girl right here, making cool designs. But we also have Nick Longo up at 11. So we have you for 2 hours. We have Nick Longo at 11 to 1. And then Cecilia from 1 to 3 is another designer, does really awesome work. And then Kenny Coyle from 3 to 5. So basically 9 to 5 today. Tim, hopefully that works for you. Hopefully that works for you. Plus Designs and Alexander. That's a cool name. And Philip, hello from Toronto. Awesome. I always want to hear where you guys are from. Thank you for joining us. Toronto was just there like last week, so really good to have you guys here. Oh, and we're gonna do some giveaways.
Oh, yes.
Which is kind of fun. So you're gonna have to help me with that.
Okay.
Okay. Which is just gonna be some like a rando giveaway like every so often. So just be active in chat, and that's essentially how you win.
Right.
And compliment us on our hair. That'll move you up in the food chain for the contest. Just joking. We probably spent about a half an hour talking about our hair before we started.
I was having some hair issues.
Yeah,
so.
but it's looking good. But also, it's really exciting. So again, this is our very first package design stream. If you don't mind, just kind of, talking about Adobe Dimension. So let's just, if you don't mind, just switching to my screen, by the way. But here I am. This is Dimension. Boop, there we are. Adobe Dimension CC. I don't know. It's this little baby. It's just like a week old, right? It's new. So download it because we do want to encourage you. As I just kind of switch over, just showing you guys in this little tab right here, contest. I know it's getting very Inception-like, but there's this contest tab. So just the theme is, of course, right over here. Packaging. So download and install Adobe Dimension CC. Add a 3D model to your scene. Throw in a background. It will sense the horizon line and position it if there's one there, and drop it into place. And then drop on like a logo onto your 3D model. So there's no 3D, like you don't need to like model anything. Really, you can even use some of the 3D stock shapes as well. But the key thing is just to kind of like mock up something like I was just about to show you world. So I guess first order of business is download Dimension CC and have fun with it, really, because that's all we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I seriously, like, I think we have really fun jobs.
Yeah.
And, we're just encouraging everybody to do so. In the end, you guys just do a rendering, and then you'll just share the link to chat, which is right here. Boop. And that's how that works. So that's essentially the contest. And that's what I'm working on right here, by the way. This is obviously a coffee cup that I'm slowly working on, and you will be able to do the same as well. So again, just doing some repositioning. I've already dropped on this logo, but I can grab any logo from my Creative Cloud library, drop it right here, and replace it and adjust it accordingly, right?
Bam.
So right here, let's kind of shrink it down or whatever we need to do. Actually, I'll grab this one out here if I need to do any sort of manipulation. Ooh, that's actually kind of fun if we went a little had some fun with it like that. So essentially that's what I'm doing in Dimension. And then all you have to do is go to render, and then you'll just render out a PNG file, and it'll do that. Hey, learn while rendering. Hey, why not? Click right there, learn some stuff.
Okay.
So that's the short of it. I know that was really quick, but I'm going to be referencing this some more. And it's not really my time; it's really your time. You know,
Okay,
it's all about you.
I guess I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah, let's just kind of talk about what are your plans today?
Well, I'm going to be making like a tea packaging, and this is Ceylon tea out of Sri Lanka. So it's not a real product.
Is that how you pronounce it, by the way?
Ceylon.
Huh?
Ceylon. Yeah,
Ceylon?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ceylon. I wasn't sure what word you were talking about.
It's not like Cylon. I thought it was like Cylon. Huh? Silence. Oh no, he's telling me to be quiet. Sorry, I didn't. Silence tea. Ceylon tea.
Ceylon tea, and I kind of made a creative brief this time because I wanted to really dig down on who my target market was and stuff. So I made all this up, but basically it's a Sri Lanka tea that is being sold in America now. So it's a new product for American markets. And all the tea leaves are picked and packaged in Sri Lanka, so they want to focus somewhat on that aspect. The problems are that no one knows about this tea, and the tea name I chose was Ziona. And the low consumption of hot tea versus iced tea. So if I were to do something about that, it would be more on a campaign strategy type situation. But for the packaging, I just want to focus on the target audience, which is people who are young, mostly urban, health-conscious men and women, middle and upper middle class, and they reside in cities or maybe, slight suburban areas. And then I kind of go into all about that, but we don't have to get into that. Basically, it's hipsters.
Ah, yeah, hipster tea. I dig it. Does that have kombucha in it too? I feel like you need to throw. I'm just kidding. Is it fermented in such a way? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even really know what kombucha is.
Yeah, well, nobody does. Everybody's like, it's healthy for me because it tastes kind of tart. It must be good for me.
So we're going to focus on like organic side of things and just kind of a little more upper class looking package design. So anyway, that is the creative brief. And then I did some research on this. And this is some of my just research.
Some you're like, this is like a mood board and
mood board.
Okay.
Just some different styles I thought could work.
I like it. You got a nice variety. Yeah, lots of cool things going on with a number of these. Oh, I really like that pattern down there too at the bottom, the vector.
Yeah, I really like that too.
That's pretty cool. Kind of has a modern look to it and is very stylish.
Monoline. I really like that monoline look and stuff.
Some nice patterns in here. So this will be interesting, and there's some things we can do, by the way, in Adobe Dimension. So if you take that vector, or any of this, but if you take the vector, for instance, right here.
Oh, that, yeah.
That, and we can show you guys how to do this, but you can bring that into Dimension, and you can make it shiny, essentially.
Oh.
So we could use like a bump map, and like knock, and just make it look like it's gold leaf printed on black.
Oh.
So that gets a little bit more complex, but we'll be sure and show that the next couple days.
Okay.
Kind of cool, right?
That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How fun. So is everybody getting inspired? Matthias, Miriam, Kevin, Antonio?
I thought about doing something with an elephant because that's Sri Lanka's national symbol, kind of. So I thought that might help to show the Sri Lanka part.
I like it, and it's just a very exotic animal. Sort of like focusing on the U.S. It seems very exotic. Kevin asks a question. Do you have any? Oop, just scrolled away. Let me get to it. Zoop. Wait for it. Kevin asks, do you have a structured research process that you follow? Because he's always felt kind of lost, like pulling out, you know, to-dos, research out of a hat, and tries to best to get through the chaos.
I kind of feel that way too, honestly, but I try to think of things, like when I was researching for this tea concept, I also searched for coffee stuff, and then, you know, because I think the look is similar sometimes with coffee and tea packaging. Also searched for Sri Lanka, and I wanted to incorporate some patterns, so I looked for Sri Lanka textile. It really depends on the project. Can be I don't have anything rigid or set in stone. So
well, that's kind of good. So the research process, like you could be like kind of all over the map, and you're just kind of like it's a kind of a discovery process too, right? So seeing what sticks and what doesn't. And like you just said, sort of figuring out what guardrails are there. It's like you could easily fall into the area of like having it look like coffee, and that would be wrong. So if you have something that looks similar to coffee bean, that would be like a negative. But everything you even have there with like the leaves and the stuff that I saw, it's kind of like that definitely says coffee to me.
Right.
Or excuse me, tea.
It could go really either way depending on the target audience, I feel like. And then like here I've got cookies, you know. It's not gonna be completely, but there are elements of this that I could possibly use. Like
and you were just getting hungry at that point.
Yeah, it's like
cookies.
Process. I'm putting those on there.
I love it. How is our volume? Do we sound all good? Sounding good? Sounded pretty good? Sweet.
Okay, so I did some sketches off of this, and we'll pull those up next. A lot of sketches, actually. Let me just open these. So,
ooh, these are fun.
Yeah, these are just some ideas for the Ziona mark. Wasn't sure exactly at that point that I wanted to call it Ziona. Like I said, it's a fake project, so I can call it whatever I want. But
yes,
chose Zion for a moment there. Try to increase that. Here's some more
Ziona.
sketches.
Ziona is exotic. Ziona tea from Ceylon, or however you say it. I'm gonna be pronouncing it wrong. Is it Ceylon?
Ceylon. That's
Ceylon.
how they say it.
Ceylon Ziona tea.
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah.
Leaves.
And I
smells
thought
good.
About putting some leaves in there, but I wasn't completely sure I wanted to go that direction. So.
Do you want me to? Yeah, and I like the leaves. You have to start to go down that road. Like you're just like, okay, let's see what I can do with a leaf. You know, that's like a good starting point if you ask me. So, hey.
One thing about this, sometimes the tea, based on where it is in the mountains that it's grown, it has a different strength, I think. So, you know, like your afternoon tea would be brewed at this altitude, picked at this altitude and that kind of thing. So
interesting.
Maybe to focus on some of that aspect, maybe have mountains in the design.
Zeona, Zeona. So you can make up really any project world. Okay, Roxanne and Miriam and Nathan, Stephanie. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello from San Francisco. Stephanie, where are you from? Always curious. But so yeah, you can pick anything. So the idea, this is perfect. This is a perfect project for you want to make a like a logo, just really for your own portfolio. I feel like this is a great way to kind of like highlight that logo, because once you put it on a 3D object in this sort of like in this scene, it just kind of takes it to the next level.
Right. I feel like it's a really easy way to see how something is going to look on your package without going to too much trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so these are my sketches. Do we need to move the mic
up a little bit or no? Is it all right? Sweet.
We did? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so I guess the first thing we'll do is pull up this bag template. Oops. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, I'll pull my sketches in, some of them.
Yeah, Nathan Galloway. We can talk about importing your own OBJs files. Even the cool thing is you don't need to. Oh yeah, you don't need to make your own models, but technically you can if you want to and import whatever you want. So
I've never tried that personally.
Well, that's the whole idea. It's like, me as a designer, do I really want to get into all this 3D stuff? Right. Or could I just use something that's already out there? It doesn't make any sense for this. Like, why am I going to make a package when I know a model already exists out there? Like, right. It's, I mean, I don't need to travel to, Sri Lanka to take a picture of an elephant. You know, it would be awesome. But I'm like, I don't know if work will pay for that. So,
right. I'm going to get a few different fonts out here and see if I can come up with something that I like. A lot of times I'll start with a font first and then kind of modify it to make a logo if I need to.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
How are you?
I like how you think.
Maybe we'll try this one. Oh yeah, like this. Oops. Right. Ooh, I don't like that one. It's gotta go. Okay. That is the same one as that. Huh.
That's good. Kind of starting with some basic fonts that you might end up modifying. I do like that Z, by the way.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that one, but I like the roundedness over here. Might be a better starting point. They're really similar, actually. All these are.
Key shot.
Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Maybe on the inside. Kind of like this, but I want to round it a little bit here. Ooh.
Hello, Simon. Hello there, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I'll have to take a look at the key shot. I just kind of went to the site. I don't know if it means modeling and all that crazy stuff, but always willing to check out things. And we will answer your question about sort of like importing 3D models. That gets a little more advanced, but we'll start quite simply pretty soon because you're already kind of jumping in and modifying things. It's looking good.
So what he's wanting to bring in a model of his own.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm actually like making something you usually don't have to do is like you don't really need to make a model, but that's what I'm doing right now, to be honest.
Oh, you're making a model.
Yeah, I mean, I just took a letter, and I'm going based on your brand. Just taking this Z, I just did an extrude. So if I even take this back a couple steps, this is all I did is started with this flat Z.
Okay.
Right. Because I'm like, okay, what if we want some little 3D model in this tea shop or something like that? Just a little something. So here's this Z. Go to the 3D panel, and I'm just going to do a 3D extrusion. Okay, click Create, and there's my 3D extrusion. Then right up here at the top, this is usually what I point people out to. So the Move tool, I'm just going to rotate it, but you can see like I've rotated the object. It's because I have the object selected over here. Or I could select Current View, but look at how my 3D panel has changed. My Current View, and you can see that it's obviously 3D. But at this point, this is a 3D layer, then I can then export this 3D layer, which is what somebody was asking. It just needs to be an OBJ. So come down here, OBJ. Technically it does have textures on it, but that's how you get an object out of, say for instance, Photoshop, and then I can jump into Dimension and add it as well. Let's just remove that.
I heard
Right,
that you
here
can
it
do
is.
Photoshop OBJs, but I have never tried it, and that is
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
But trust me, like, this is going to be like so much faster now that it's in here. I'm able to, like, you know, do everything I need to do in here. So at this point I can take sort of that, you know, that logo or whatever, I can drop it on. I'm just kind of, you know, messing around, but there's the logo on this 3D object that I've just imported. Yeah, so anyways, that's how it's done. I was just kind of showing you something.
Very cool.
Playing around right now. We will have a contest, by the way, so I'm like halfway there into making something. And oh, how cool. That's my screen in the little inset down there. I like it. Compliments of Chris, the master controller.
Wow.
The puppet master, as he's like making things happen.
Oop.
Thank you. This is fun.
I'm just gonna expand this out so that I have that that inline. But I think this part needs to be aligned here. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Just bring it down. It's better. But now I think this needs to be the same. I don't like. I have a problem when lines aren't the same width. So I don't like this top being so thick compared to my other lines. So I need to fix that.
And I'm just impressed. Like, you are definitely an Illustrator guru.
I do love the Illustrator.
Yeah, you're like pretty fast in it, and I like just watching you work.
Oh,
Has been really fun.
It's definitely my the program I'm most comfortable in.
Okay, nice.
So I wish I knew Photoshop as well, but as well as Illustrator. I know it, but not like this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just something to work on.
Ooh, I'm gonna make something fancy.
Okay, what are you gonna make?
Well,
Okay,
I was thinking like a tea. Like, could I make a tea container? Like,
Oh,
we're getting into like almost like product design. But what if this was filled with tea, and this is just like a clear plastic? I don't know, something. But this is your tea dispenser, so I don't know.
I
All
like
I
the
really
way you
did
think.
is, like, I just imported, I gotta change this, but I just imported this 3D object, and then I just started applying glass to it. You can see all the materials off to the side. These are all my different planes right up here. So, and then this is my decal that I dropped on. So, anyway.
see, the glass kind of throws me because, you know, it doesn't quite look like glass there. So I'm like, oh, I got to get that off of there. You know, even though when
Yeah.
it renders, it'll look great, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it is a little tricky to see, but when I render it, in fact, right up here, I can show the render preview, kind of get a glimpse of as I work. Like this,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a perfect case for having two monitors. Like, you can have this render preview. Maybe it is off to the side. I get it. There's some more things I need to change. I get it. I'm working on it, guys. I just started. So this is Fake Eye Adi Dotun. Haha. This is Adobe Dimension 1.0, little baby, brand new, but pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
Because when we poll designers, like, it's typically, hey, what do you want to learn? Oh, 3D. You know, it's like, I want that sort of flexibility in my design, but, like, how do you get started? Does it mean getting involved with Cinema 4D and that whole thing? Because that quickly turns people off.
It's a pretty big learning curve.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, know that Illustrator actually has some 3D capabilities, and that's one part of Illustrator I've never really touched.
Yeah. No, I use it. I think it can do some cool things. It's like a pseudo 3D in Illustrator, in that it just creates vectors. It's not actually an OBJ, so it's not really,
I see.
you know, doing what you think it's doing. All right. Gus, are you Adobe Live Team? You're Adobe Live Team? Okay. So Adobe Live Team is a team of about 30 people manning the chat, or maybe one person doing the work of about 30. You guys decide.
Okay.
So, David, you're having issues exporting OBJ from Cinema 4D into the Dimension. Yeah, I'd have to... That's the thing about 3D software, like, they can get pretty... I mean, a 3D file can have, you know, a timeline, like, can have animation in it, and all sorts of things that are specific maybe to that 3D program. And OBJ should be the, you know, sort of the universal file for 3D. So, maybe other 3D apps export out OBJs differently. I'd have to try it. I don't have Cinema 4D on this new machine, dang it.
Dang it.
Dang it? There's no cussing allowed.
Oh, I'm glad I said dang it then. I'm such a cusser.
Yeah, you and me both.
Okay.
Oh, fillet caps get messed up in Dimension. Oh, good, David Turk. Oh, man, you're fast. So good. David, thank you so much for being here, because looks like David knows 3D. He used Cinema 4D, and then he just knocked out an extrusion from Photoshop.
Whoa.
Just like that. He's
Very nice.
He's the man. Oh, this is interesting. So, Michael, this is a good... So what they're also asking is they kind of want... You kind of want multiple textures on one surface. To have, you know, one image and then maybe something else behind it. Maybe it's like a pattern of leaves, but you want to be able to have two different, you know, materials associated with one plane.
Okay.
I could see that.
Is that
It's not.
doable?
No.
Oh, okay. 2.0, right? 2.0. Okay.
Oh, hey, Larry. On cue, Larry's like, is there a contest or something today? Oh, man, didn't you saying that? Because there happens to be. You lucky sucker. Let me, I'm just going to point you to this little guy right over here. Do you mind as I kind of zoom in? So this is right on in your browser. Chat is where you're probably chatting. Contest is right here, and essentially these are the rules. So the theme today is packaging. Could be anything you want. Could be tea. Could be your own brand of brandy. Hey, why not? You know, could be anything. You mentioned liquor. I love that. I love doing labels. That's what I do for gifts all the time.
Oh,
like
really?
for Christmas, I do custom labels on like wine bottle. I did a whole cocktail set for all my brothers and sisters.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like I made my own bitters, and then I did my own label, and then I did you mix it with whiskey, so I did my own whiskey label, and then I gave them glasses and stuff like that.
My husband.
But it was all custom to that family. So this family got
Really?
this cocktail set. This family got this cocktail set.
That's so cool.
But just because I wanted to design the labels so selfishly, that's what was happening. And again, just make what you want, drop it on a 3D model. You can see right there. Shoop. And then just render it out as a ping file, and then you can post the ping file to chat, and you're entered to win. So I'm going to do a drawing at the end of, before our time is up. So probably close to 11, but get your stuff in now. And then a rando drawing based on how much you like our hair, really, is kind of how that's going to work.
He's not going to let me live down the hair thing.
No, I think it looks good. You just whip it. You whip your hair back and forth. Can you do that? No?
No. I can't.
Okay, sorry. We did talk about hair for a bit.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
Is it up? Is it down? Is it straight? Is that?
Well, my hair just wasn't doing good. Just wasn't. So had to make some changes.
Okay, so when you're doing this, since I like how you're doing this, because this is all about packaging, and packaging is all about identity, and then you're just like, this is looking really good.
Oh,
I'm tempted to see leaves everywhere.
well, that might happen.
Mm. Oh, by the way, what is this? Can we try this out? Can we go up close? Can we do us full screen? Because I kind of want to be able to show this. Or we could use the GoPro, but...
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
Like, you did some illustrations. Kind of hard to see. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll point this out earlier. We'll get the GoPro. But essentially, you did some nice sketches here. And then there's a bunch of other personal stuff that we'll get into since I have her notebook.
Is this like a diary? No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you. And it will all be judged by our art director friend as well.
Oh, that's
this guy.
Make it more interactive.
All right.
Make it less stocky. I don't see the fun in it.
Oh, I don't see the fun in you, mister.
Does he have a name?
Jerk. No, I don't know. He doesn't have a name. That would be a great contest question.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, Josiah, did you post a question, man? I'm looking now. You said, I'm looking. Yeah, I like it, Kevin. Like, yeah, because that's the thing. It's like the chat, I have to kind of scrub through to see what questions are being asked. So it's not, I might miss some, and I apologize.
Okay. Did you find it?
Nope, but the answer is yes
Oh.
to his question.
Okay.
He's like, his question was, will you give me $1 million?
Oh.
Yes.
I wish I had asked that question. If the answer is yes.
Yeah, so Josiah, thank you so much. So yeah, it just does OBJ right now. I don't know if CAD can export out an OBJ. I certainly hope so, because it's like pretty standard. Your next bet would be to get it into a different file format in some other 3D software that can export out that OBJ. But we need to talk about more of this stuff.
Okay. So I think this is what we'll use for the branding. There was a lot more that went into this, but I didn't want to bore you guys.
Okay, so who here, because when I look at this, first of all, you did that really fast. Like, I don't think clients should be watching this. It's like took you 15 minutes.
Yeah, this actually took a lot longer. Mostly just to come up with a concept. That's what takes the longest, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And actually getting it done in Illustrator doesn't take very long.
I could totally see. Oh, little.
Oh, man.
Is it this?
What?
We have a little bit of that.
Oh, we do. Oh, my.
Adobe Live team is on the Echo issue. All 30 guys are scurrying around behind the camera, just like checking cables.
They're everywhere, guys.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I like it. So is it just me, or have I seen it before, where I see the little, what do you call the little? Well, they're serifs. The serifs on the end to be leaves. Like, boop.
What do you mean?
Like zoom in on that logo. zoom in some more. Let's get it all up and personal in there. Go scroll over here. Sorry, the other way.
Oh, okay.
Like that, if that was like curved and had a hint of a leaf.
I might try that.
I don't know, like, and maybe all it is a curve, but that's hard to do where it's at now. That's kind of a difficult.
Right.
Anyway,
like down like this.
the cool thing is, like, we'd always update it later. But yeah, it's just like a subtle, like, oh, a little hint of a leaf. Yeah. Yes.
Let's make it happen. We'll just round it out. Well, I'm gonna save this. Put it over here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send it to the right 1,000 pixels. So now it's over here. Yeah. Over my little leaf. Okay, so now I have a copy over there. I like this idea. That's going away.
It's not this. This is effects.
1.3.
Oh. Is it? Do you have it? Oh,
Whoa.
like, I don't know. Yeah, it might be picking up the audio. Like, make sure all those are shut off. Yeah. Do packaging designers design the packaging labels or the packaging itself?
I think the packaging itself is usually designed by a product designer. Isn't that right?
Well, it could be a number of things. Because if I was Zayona, if I was just a rich guy and I'm like, I want to start a tea company, like it has that package. This is blue bottle. This has to come from somewhere.
Right.
You know, and I would think it would come from the branding or design team. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, what's and probably it's probably a mixture of that and going to the manufacturer, like, you know, here are all the different types of coffee cups that are available. And then you as the designer would pick one, you know. But a lot of times it falls on your hands because you're
Maybe you're the
actually
only designer there. You know?
yeah, which would be
In
cool.
house. Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So it's technically there's I mean, you know, it would come from the design department.
Yeah.
Oh, Odeon says, a logo was built right in front of me. Awesome, just awesome. Beautiful logo.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. We want to keep you around. Hang out with us all day, please. So nice. What about our hair? So if they want new packaging completely from the ground up, you can build something like, you can try to get something die cut. You have to work with the manufacturer though. Like, that's the thing. I kind of went through that process. I made a little like a phone holder. That's the Adobe logo. And I 3D printed it, and then we turned it into an actual object.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fancy, huh? Fancy. So. And a lot of this is done with like die cuts. So like this Zayona, like imagine if that rectangle behind the Z, that could be transparent, for instance.
Rectangle?
A little window
Oh,
into the packaging. So that's
I hadn't thought of that.
yeah, that's like a die cut thing. So that does change the physical aspect. You know, which again, it's all
is an
those
interesting
materials.
Thing to think about. Yeah, my package design doesn't actually have any windows, but that, you know, because I'm not really used to doing package design, so that's always something to think about. Like, oh, windows, I can incorporate that, and that would be cool.
That would be really cool. And so that's like something I might work on too. So like while you're working in Illustrator, I'm going to be working in Dimension to make a window, because there's a way to make.
Yeah.
I know.
Really?
Yeah. So let
Wow.
me just kind of pick that apart.
Oh.
In fact, I'm going to start with a basic object so people don't get too confused.
I think you should. Okay. Got the logo done. Maybe we'll put that there. All right. And now I think I'm going to switch over to creating some of these little icons so I can make a pattern to put on the sides. I really like the idea of having a pattern on the side of the package.
Nice.
So I think I will use this one.
I like that idea too. Proceed.
Actually, I'm just going to put this. I think this might already be on the locked layer. Oh, and there's that Z. I'm missing that. Another 1,000 to the right.
You know, while you, thank you so much. So while you're working on that, just so you guys know, all I did is, this is awesome, by the way. I can start from scratch, right? So let's not even worry about saving that. Downloading, installing Dimension. You can go through, you know, the tutorial steps. So there's this guided tour. This is huge. This is awesome. This will take you through the main features, which is pretty cool. Like I think we've gotten really, like, look at this. It's like, hey, you know what? It says, hey, drag in a model. And this is exactly what I was going to do for everyone. Drag in a model, but you could also, you know, grab some stuff from stock. But that's all you need to do. So I'm going to grab this cube. Boom. All right. So next, you know, zoom to fit selection. So it'll zoom in right there. Easy enough. Let's go next. You know, rotate your camera, because essentially these three deal with the object, and these right down here deal with the camera. So here it's like, hey, you want to rotate your object from different sides. See the grid moving. Guided tour, pan around. And what you start doing, so you guys like space bar, like we're used to that. And here we are, 3. I noticed a lot of, if you're coming from 3D, I know you guys are out there, by the way. It's like, it's 1, 2, and 3 is how to rotate, pan, and then zoom. And those are the keys that you typically use. And that's kind of typical for a lot of 3D software. So 3, again, is kind of zoom in and out. 2, pan around. 1, rotate. Pretty easy. Drag in a second model, sure. You can position this. So they're talking about moving the object. Like I can kind of move this in 3D space. I can scale it down as well. If I want to make this thinner, because I'm going to make like a package, like a box for the T, so I'm going to scrunch that up like that, and then you know, make sure I rotate the scene. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. Scaling it up, that's what I was just doing, but I scaled it.
So you're doing all that
rotate it
before actually putting it into.
Yes.
Okay, I see. So you're working with the material and stuff.
Yeah, and I haven't even really played with the materials yet. I'm just kind of getting familiar with this 3D object.
Okay.
You know, but it still. So this is kind of fun. Now we're at the point where it's like, hey, you know what? Place a graphic as a decal, and this is where they actually give you these assets. I say, hey, take this brand logo and drop it on that object, and there it is, right? So here at this point, we can rotate it. We can scale it down, right? If I hold down the shift key, I can scale it down proportionately. You get the idea. Have some fun with it. I could do something like that. You can start to see a wrap. Move it off to the side. And then, again, hit 1 key to kind of rotate it. So, oh yeah, and then they say, hey, you know what, drop on a background image. And again, they give you all these images. I am just, you know, I get it. I work for Adobe, and I'm supposed to say nice things, but I would say nice things anyways. Because it's so easy. Like, I just dropped it on. Match the scene to the image. So right over here, actions, match image. Environment, sunlight, and the camera perspective. So watch how it changes. Boop. And watch the lighting will change. So it senses that it's a table, and it does an image-based light as well. So it puts it on the table and then matches that lighting. And then we can render it.
How long does it usually take to render?
It just kind of depends. Okay. This is V-Ray for those who are interested. So V-Ray is a pretty good renderer. You know, kind of depends on the quality that you're going for. Ooh, Ibrahim, what's up, buddy? I was rendering something. To say, yeah, I do love playing with 3D because it makes up for my lack of design skills.
Whatever, I've seen your stuff. It's good.
I'm just a hack.
Sure. You only work at Adobe.
Oh, Corona is the best renderer. Interesting. Renderers are expensive, you know? It's like, when you dive into 3D, it gets very complex very quickly.
I didn't know.
Because you could be a modeler, and then you can be the person that does all the lighting, and then what lighting kits are available, and how you light objects, you know? And then the renderer is another whole other thing, so it's kind of fascinating. How fast of a computer do you need? You need as fast as one you can get. I don't know the minimum system requirements, but I can probably pull those up if you do a quick search. The faster the better, because I could already hear this is a laptop that's less than a year old, and I can hear it. But I'm still working on a laptop, so we have render farms. Farm.
Oh, I see.
People working in the render farm, rendering stuff, cultivating the renders.
That's what they do.
Ooh, Anton, I would love to see your first Dimension project. Render it out and then post it as a ping file, right? Would love to see that. So I'm going to switch to render mode like it tells me to. Boop.
Okay.
Render.
Oh, shoot.
I'm doing a rendering, so I get to sit back and drink what I'm going to pretend to be tea.
You having some Ziona Ceylon over there?
Ziona Ceylon, yes.
Things have gotten weird. Things just got weird.
I'm just working. I've been rendering a while. I actually have died and decomposed. And I don't mean to scare anybody, guys. It's just a mask. It's just a mask. I'm fine. It's just a mask. Hope you guys don't mind. Just having some fun since it's Halloween.
It is Halloween.
So,
Are you going to dress up tonight? I thought you might be dressed up today, like full on.
If I lived here, I just don't have access to stuff and things, so it's kind of harder to pack a costume. All I was able to bring was like a mask. But
I thought you did live here.
No, I live in Denver.
Oh.
And you're from Kansas City.
Yes, I am.
So we're both kind of from the Midwest or something.
That's right. Okay.
James is like, at least you're wearing a clown. Everybody's like, I'd rather take a scary decomposing Reaper face over a clown.
I know. People have a thing with clowns.
So true. So the contest is going the next 3 days. We get to, that's the plan. We should be able to pick a winner based on, like actually every segment we'll pick a winner. So create something, hit render, that's literally what I'm doing right now, and then post it to chat. And again, we just want you to play with things. Jean-Eric, yes, that is very much, they said, oh, if I'm Skeletor and you're She-Ra.
Have you seen that Geico commercial
I have.
That makes me laugh every time, and it gives me a throat, like a nostalgia feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
From the He-Man days.
I'm a big He-Man fan.
I used to be, as a child.
But you're still not? Come on now.
Well, since it
That's
hasn't
how I
been
learned
on
how to
since the
draw.
80s.
This was the thing, like, I learned how to draw because when you got He-Man, the toy, the action figure, they came with a little mini comic book. And I would draw out of the comic book. So I have very vivid memories of first drawing out of the He-Man comic book.
Well, my story is My Little Pony.
Oh, really?
I would trace My Little Pony coloring book.
Oh, yeah?
Seriously.
You would do some tracing? And
I just traced it like nonstop when I was 5. I thought it was the best thing. But it got me interested in art.
That is awesome. Can you, so Paul, we're answering your question. Can you apply unfolded AI art with die cuts in Dimension CC? Yeah, that's a good question. That gets a little bit more tricky. Because what you should do is you should take your 3D model, your OBJ, and access the, basically like that unfolded wireframe. And that's how you'd actually deal with that wireframe. Rather than taking your own unfolded die cut and wrapping it around is harder than you think. So do it based on the model, not based on the actual printed die cut that goes to the printer. I can show you how to do that. Maybe I'll do that actually. Yeah. So
what happened to my mouse? There it is. Okay, so elephant is done, and we'll move on to maybe this one here.
We do have some, maybe some, I will highlight all the renders that I can. And we're going to give away Creative Cloud to a winner, both randomly and through the contest. Although you can't, if you already won Creative Cloud this year, you can't like win it again. Sorry.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and how are you vectorizing these images?
I'm just using mostly pen tool, and I use the swirl tool down here. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. Yeah, spiral tool.
Can you show us the spiral?
It's
if you don't mind.
This one. It's under your line segment.
And it just will do a little spiral, like click and drag. What happens?
Hold on just a second. It'll do a spiral, but then you can use like the up and down arrow keys to make it more spirally or less spirally.
Oh.
And then I usually have to delete maybe a little part of it and then join it to something else. Got it. Otherwise, it's really hard to actually draw spirals with a pen tool, I found, to get them perfect looking, you know?
Yeah.
So that is the plan. So what did you do this last week?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I was in New York City visiting some designers and recording some episodes for our Make It show.
Oh,
so, like Mackie Saturday, who's the guy, I don't know, maybe you've seen his logo. It's called Instagram.
What?
That logo that you look at on an average, if you're a millennial, 28 minutes a day, you're staring at his logo. Who can say that? Not many people. Like, you stare at my logo. I'd be like, hey, what do you design? I don't know. I don't know. Ever heard of Instagram? That's what I'd be really cocky and a jerk about it. And Michael Beirut and Stephen Heller and Michael Schwast, all these awesome people.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we had a creative jam in Toronto. So, and we're actually going to be in, I'm going to be in Louisville, Kentucky for the first time in my entire life this Friday night for a creative jam.
What is creative jam exactly?
It's basically It's an event that we put on. Like, we'll go to a city and we'll try to get in touch with like their best designers, and we give them a theme and 3 hours to design something based on that theme.
Wow.
Just like we're doing today. We're saying, hey, the theme really is just packaging. Like, make any package you want, and then we'll like pick a winner, you know, and that's what we'll do there. They actually present their designs. It's just a fun party, though, really.
Oh,
and while they're designing, we have some awesome speakers. We usually have like 3 or so speakers that talk to the creative community, and then when they're done, that's when the designers show off their work.
Okay.
So it's a blast.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Do you ever not travel?
Oh gosh, I don't even know, man. Don't even tell me. I don't even know. This is my office. This is my home office, basically, though.
Well, I thought this was going to be a good idea, but I decided it's not.
You guys, Sissy and Paul are having a conversation about, I don't know, was it, I'm kind of curious about your process of doing some of your packaging design.
Me?
Stuff. Ooh, cool, thank you. No, someone else online. Behance. Sorry. Anton, hey buddy, you did a design, didn't you? Is that what I'm saying? Oh, very cool. So, yeah, I don't know. Can we highlight this one really fast, since it is our very first?
Oh,
From
that's nice.
Anton Malashev. Haha, perfectly fine. You know what? Did a quick render, low render, knocked this out. I'm not sure where the design came from, but it's actually looking really good. And look at how realistic. That's pretty tight, huh? That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And it's a low render, I can tell, but man, you have all the fundamentals here. This is really, really awesome. So yeah, he's a contender for winning Creative Cloud, right? Does that sound good?
I think so.
Oh man. And since you're our special guest, you might have to help me pick
Okay.
the design. But thank you so much, buddy. Oh, Joey used Dimension for the first time for a school project, so we'll take a look at that too. We got our Adobe Live team of 35 guys working away. Notice how the number's going to keep climbing. Working away on this stuff. You are good at the pen tool. I just like watching you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, no.
I must.
Hey, Hal, I'm sorry to hear that you have an issue with the Alt Backspace shortcut in Photoshop when it doesn't fill with the foreground color. I use Alt Backspace all the time, by the way. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, man. Because, yeah, I use that all the time. See? It works on Mac, but that shortcut might not work on PC. But Odeon, you can make your own lights as well. You can add your own lights and create your own scene with lights in Dimension. I don't know about HDRI. What is that? High dynamic range image? Like, I don't know about that specific. I'm sorry. But, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so your rendering speed might depend on your laptop or computer. So, hey, everybody, Rush is in the house. Hi there, Casinye. Sorry, that's a tough name for me to pronounce, but welcome. These are cool. These are pretty cool.
Okay, getting there.
I like what you're doing. You could, hold on, how have I not drawn?
There's something I don't like about this. And this.
All right. Oh, Joey, I'm sorry it's taken a little while to do that rendering. Kind of depends on how complex the model is, how complex the lights are, and materials. 2017 Mac should be fine. Essentially what I have here. But this is what always happens. Like, as you dive into 3D, these issues arise. Because you're working in Illustrator at lightning speed. You're like, pew, 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 pew. And then you get into 3D and you're like, oh, I'm trying to understand this 3D environment and do these renders. It's like, wow. Hardware starts to matter, like, kind of pretty quickly, you know, and that's how it goes. Oh, Felicia, hello.
Hi,
hello, Felicia. Good to have you here. Welcome. We're just doing some fun packaging design.
Yes.
Because we can. And Felicia, since I think you just joined us, if you click the contest tab, we're just doing a contest. If you want to give Adobe Dimension CC a whirl, just try it out. Be fantastic. We're going to be doing some giveaways based on what gets submitted, and then a rando giveaway based on hair compliments. Just kidding. I gotta stop. Sorry. I gotta be quiet. It's just gonna be random. Random based on the chat. So if you're active in the chat, then that's how it determines. We'll basically give away Creative Cloud to a lucky winner. So we'll do that actually shortly here. Sorry, I'm like the loudest typer ever.
A key banger, right?
Key banger? Yeah. I'm kind of like a monkey. It's not working.
Okay, go.
Ruben's in the house. Ruben's been like chill, like incognito. He's like, here I am. You've been here all along. Nice that you said hello, my friend. Dean, welcome. Everybody's into chat, so yes, let's hear ya. Just do a what's up? Like, hey, how's it going? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Wherever you're coming from, it is morning here in San Francisco.
Yes.
What a beautiful, beautiful morning. With a beautiful San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, I see that over there
Sun's
in the distance.
Just coming down, just glorious.
That's right.
Oh, Michael, it's interesting. So you're trying to render something and its models look kind of blurred. You know, you can actually have there's a depth of field for the camera, by the way. So that's probably not the issue, but keep in mind there. So Roxanne's in the house. She's been on the DL, just like chilling. She's like, hey, fun to see the pros at work. That's how you win. Fun to see the pros working and how they work. That's how you win a contest. If we could just pick one, we could. But then the 38 people on the Adobe Live team will get mad, and they outnumber us.
Yeah.
Greetings from Amsterdam. Good to see you. Sub, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Yeah, certainly. Sissy, if you want to explain kind of what you're doing, a little background, kind of tell these people that are just chatting away.
We're making a package design for Ceylon tea, which is from Sri Lanka. And I want to incorporate some of their culture, which they actually have 3 religions there, which they do a lot of meditation and stuff. They have Buddhist, Muslim, and oh no, I'm not going to remember the last one. Buddhist, Muslim, one more. But their national symbol is an elephant, so I wanted to get that in there too.
Mm-hmm. And now you're making a bunch of various symbols. Is this going to become like a collage for the packaging or something? Or
yeah, I think I'm going to do a pattern on the sides.
Okay.
And maybe have it on the front a little bit too.
Oh, good. Good. So you're kind of working on the flat images that will go on the 3D model in Adobe Dimension.
Yes.
What's up, Mitch? Good to have you here. Welcome, my friend. Southern Oregon, Tanya. Awesome. I've been to Ashland, Oregon. Was there about a month and a half ago with my coworker.
How was Ashland?
It was awesome.
And why were you there?
Just to visit a coworker. Like
Oh,
I was in
sort of
Portland,
vacation.
so I just like zipped down. I'm like, hey, it's
yeah.
where Megan, my coworker, lives. I'm like, I'm gonna zip down there.
Cool.
It's the home of the Shakespeare Festival. Jean-Eric Paul, you are so talented. You should work for Adobe. I don't know if he's kidding, if that's a dig, or if that's a compliment because he's trying to win a contest. Eugene, Oregon in the house, good. I think I saw Toronto. Of course, I love Toronto. We haven't tallied the best hair compliments yet. But all you need to do is just say something in chat, say hello, or be like, hey, I could use some of that tea. It better be caffeinated. Could be anything.
Okay, yeah.
Did you know that this is kind of fascinating? I know little about tea, but green, white, and black tea, they all come from the same tea leaves.
Yeah, I actually learned that
Isn't
recently.
that fascinating? I don't know how they determine whether, like, how it has, if it's caffeinated or not caffeinated. I don't know how that part works.
See, we learned all that, but I couldn't tell you now.
So, hey, good point. Mitch brought up a great point. So what if you're not a Creative Cloud member? You can get a trial of Creative Cloud. That's really all you need to get up and running. So try it out, just temporarily. I think it's like just 30 days or so, but you definitely try it out and win.
If you've
that's a smart move. Download the trial, win the contest. You have Creative Cloud for a year.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. It could. I'm rooting for you. You and Merrick and Brian Oliver. So Brian Oliver, we don't know if Dimension will be available in the photography package. So there's a photography plan, Lightroom and Photoshop, but probably not.
Okay.
How did you duplicate that pedal? What did you do? What's your magic there?
I did the option. Well, I hit O first. That gets you to the reflect, and then you can just do. Let me get one up here real quick. So I'll make a pedal real quick. This is I learned this from Aaron Draplin, his way of working, He has videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's the pedal there. You just delete that, paste in front. So that's a pedal.
Nice.
And then you can just hit O and then hold Option and click where you want the access point to be. And then do vertical.
Option, click.
And
Oops,
I forgot to copy it.
Oh, okay.
So I'll copy this one and undo and then paste in front.
Yeah. All in all, it looks like trickery, which is totally cool. 30 seconds, guys. The Adobe team says you have 30 seconds to say hello, to let us know that you're in the chat in order to win 1 year of Creative Cloud, which would be awesome. Compliments of Anne.
Oh, I didn't know.
You didn't know? You didn't know you were buying their Creative Cloud? I'm just joking. In honor of you just being here and people being here, that's all we care about. So 30 seconds. Say hello in chat. We'll draw a rando name. A random drawing. We'd like to say it's based on, you know, how much you like our hair, but it's probably not going to be the case. Laura, good to see you. Angel, Kevin, awesome. Marie, Michelle, you are full of little pointers and tricks and stuff, by the way. You are just full of them that you do naturally that we have no idea about. Like, I'm sure you're doing them right now. I'm looking at chat, and you're probably doing some magic over here. And you probably would rather not tell us, just to kind of keep that professional like advantage.
That's not true. If anybody has any questions on what I'm doing, absolutely, you know, say something, because I'll show you whatever. But I always think, you know, they already know all this, and you know, I'm boring everyone.
And people all work differently, so
very true.
You're constantly learning. And I know also one thing you do is like you're always working on like one layer and moving things forward and backward with your shortcut keys.
Right.
It's good to see. All right, winding down, we will be drawing a name momentarily. Compliments of the Adobe Live team will be doing the work there. So that'll be pretty cool. And our next guest just walked in.
Oh,
hi, Nick.
Hi.
Hello. Good to see you, buddy.
How are you?
Awesome. Nick Longo's up in about 45 minutes. Good to have you here, man. Just hang out.
Okay.
And do you post it in chat or? Oh, there we are, Giacomo Ardesi. Congratulations, Giacomo Ardesi! Yay! You win 1 year Creative Cloud just because we like your name, Giacomo.
Totally love it.
Exotic, just like the tea we're making.
Right.
See how we tie it together. 1 year of Creative Cloud. Congratulations, chosen randomly. Congratulations, buddy. I hope he did download the trial, and that's how he. I don't know, actually. He could maybe have it, not have it. But congratulations, guys. Stick around because we give away. Actually, we're going to give away like two Creative Clouds like each guest each day.
Oh, wow.
Because we're going to pick one based on the contest next. So congratulations again, Giacomo. You win. Easy. Next one, submit something via the little tab, which is the contest tab. Just render something out. Doesn't have to be high quality. We're not judging you on your how fast your renderer is. We're judging. Really, I don't even like to use the word judging. We just want people to try it out. That's it.
Right.
You know, just try it. Slap something on a 3D object, and that gets you in the door. Yeah, Giacomo, you win, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. The crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes wild. I've been a first day client to CC. I don't know what that means, but I'm totally interested in.
Like you just got it? You just got CC?
Or maybe this is your first time on a live stream, which would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just look at your Behance inbox as it says, the Adobe Live team says. And it's from Italy. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes.
Kevin, thank you for joining us. Yeah. Oh, he's a long-term customer of Creative Cloud, I guess.
Oh, I see.
He's probably, yeah, that's good to hear. United Arab Emirates.
Oh. Go away, Siri.
Awesome. You guys all still have a chance to win. We do what we can. This is looking good. Got some fun illustrations. Ooh, that's what I'm going to work on, because I think in Dimension, I want to be able to take that pattern and make it look. I want to do a flat versus foil. So I'm going to work on that. while you do that, and then when I get that set up, we'll switch over to me, but not right now.
Sounds good.
We're getting things done. We're working.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh my gosh. Kind of freaked me out there for a second.
I made it. No, I didn't make it. Sorry. All this coffee, we're going to get our 2-hour stream done in like an hour and a half. No problem.
I already feel like it's going pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is. It's going long.
So I'm going to make a pattern. I know there's probably a better way to do this. I've actually played around with the pattern maker, but I feel like the old school way, I have a little more control with it. So I'm doing it the old school way.
Totally fine.
Okay.
There's no judgment here.
Okay, good.
But that being said, I might actually do something similar. We're a team.
Yeah.
Go team.
Go team. How to do this? Okay, let's see here. We'll do 0. So what are you doing over there?
I am essentially, I'm going to be I'm trying to get a pattern just like you.
Okay.
And I'm going to make the pattern look glossy, or even maybe make it look transparent or something like that. Just doing something unique with textures.
Oh, I see.
But I have to also just try to find a pattern. Trying to get this done pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. All right, good. I found what I needed. So. And the cool thing is like everything I put in my Creative Cloud library is going to appear in Dimension, so that's kind of how I'm getting the assets where I need them to go.
Okay.
So
I just recently became a member of Creative Cloud myself. So I'm still learning about, libraries.
Good. I get to show you some things then.
You definitely
fun.
can.
Oh, good.
But I am loving Creative Cloud. It's so nice. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, and little things like I'm doing right now. I don't know if you can switch to me if you don't mind. So here I am in Creative Cloud. You can still see your screen in the lower portion. That's cool. Yeah. This is just like a quick pattern. I actually got it on Adobe's stock, but like here's a pattern that I would have made. I just click and I drag it into this library panel, right? And that's where it appears right over here. It's called, Artwork 38. If I would have named my layer, this would be named. So this would be like my foil pattern, right there. So from there, it's going to be available to me everywhere. So when I jump into Dimension and I open up CC libraries over here to that specific library, which happens to be called Nature, click. I happen to have some models that I have been using, but here's the foil pattern.
Okay.
So from here I can drop that on and replace that generic one that I was using earlier.
Right.
So anyways, it's like makes it pretty easy. But I want to take this to the next level too.
It can have all those colors in it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hold on like the shift key, we can kind of go. You can start to see that kind of wrap around the side. But I still want to do that pattern thing. So this is where I'd use metallic. So this is what I do. I go to Illustrator, take this, let's just save that out. Okay, export to the desktop. So let me just do this. Let me export this out, save it as a ping file on my desktop called pattern. But right in here, this is what I wanted to point out in Dimension. This should do it. There's a couple things I could do here, but I could click on metallic. So if I can crank up that metallicness, and then I just rotate the object. like I've actually given it a metallic look because I upped that metallic aspect.
Okay,
I'm
so
trying
I
to get
thought
it
you
to
were
catch
saying
the
like
light.
100%.
I'm gonna do
or
that.
something.
I'm gonna do the 100% foil
That's
next.
so cool, though. I didn't know you could do that at all.
Yeah, but that's what I want to do next. Is like for this. Let me just undo that for my object. So selecting the decal that I've applied, clicking on metallic over here. So rather than just having everything be shiny, like check this out. I'll click here. I'm going to add the image called pattern PNG. Is going to be right here. And I'm going to remove the general image. I should be able to trash this. Trash. Wait for it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We're just working away. Metal. Let's just apply this metal to it. I basically had to get rid of that decal pattern. This is somewhat of like just work with me here, but like,
Oh shoot! Sorry. Trying to
you just
having
cuss.
some. Oh, totally.
But
did.
there's like the metallic foil style,
I love that.
which is kind of fun. So what I did is I just applied the metal texture, but basically for this cube right here, for that material. There we go. There we go. I've applied that material. I have to be able to click in to get to it. There it is, the metal. I've selected it, and that's what I like. The metallic, that's where I added that image to make it shiny.
Okay.
I don't know why it's actually grayed out right now, but that's actually where... Oh, because it's full-on metal, so it's just like, hey, I'm metal, but that's where I applied that texture to. Anyways, I just kind of did that on the fly, just getting a little advanced here. Next step would be like to try to put something inside. Like I like the idea of being able to see the T inside, and doing a knockout like window or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which we could totally do.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it gets a little complex because it means like I'd need a texture that is basically tea leaves, a box inside of a box. The inner box is the tea texture, you know, tea material on a box. Outer has the transparency, which we have right over here, or opacity, which would knock out the whole, like, you know, anyway.
Whoosh.
Yeah, sorry. It's too much.
You can take care of that part. Because what you said was kind of confusing for me. I'm sure all you guys out there
But I'm all like,
better.
but look, I made a shiny package. Look at my shiny package. Like, that's all that matters. Like, I made something shiny. I mean, this is awesome. Look, it's like gift wrap.
Yeah, that does. It was very cool. I think I should make this pattern a little bit smaller. It looks kind of big here. So all I have to do is reduce this a little more and then replace it over here. Yes, that's a little better.
Okay, so Anton's like dimension suggestion. Request which 3D models can be made. So yeah, and in general, there's of course 3D models in Dimension already baked in. We take these things to the next level, and I can show you how to get 3D models later.
Cool.
I want to watch you work because that's looking beautiful.
Well, thank you. Okay, so pretty much done. I'm gonna also repeat this over here. And then we only have to take care of some of the text on here and then the back of the package. We should be able to upload after that. Oh yeah, and I do have the text separated out. I think. Yes, I do.
It's looking good.
Thank you. Okay, so here is the text for this one. Oops.
So yeah, John Eric, the contest is going all 3 days. Every couple hours we'll draw a winner. So we'll review those designs. Just a time check. It's 10:30. We have about 30 minutes left.
All right, sounds good.
And you have to have it done. Just kidding.
It will totally be done.
You are doing so much in a short amount of time.
Well, I think the thing that takes the longest, at least for me, is actually coming up with the concept. Once I have the concept, like, I can pretty much knock it out. But it's the
Your
concept.
little shortcut keys. You just did a shortcut key and then turned that all into all caps.
I had to set that one up, though. That's not a standard.
Oh.
It's just type. Where is it? Change case, uppercase. So I have it set to Command U or
Custom.
Command L for lowercase.
Very nice. Sorry to say you're having issues with Dimension. Other 3D apps work fine on your computer. Feel free to submit your package designs. We will review them in about 15 minutes.
Sounds good. Oops.
All right. Junaid, there's some just default shapes in Dimension, but there's no default file that you have to use. Yeah, so this is the thing that we run into. Joey's like, 80% of this is coming up with the concept, and the rest is execution. Because you even mentioned that at the beginning.
Yeah,
you're like,
really.
what do I make? Right? Will you take you a little while?
It takes a long time for me.
You're like, I could just see you. What do I make? And you're sipping tea for about 45 minutes. What should I make? The answer's right under your nose.
It's right here. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, we'll make this kind of a light version.
I'm slowly keeping an eye on all the submissions, guys. We got a couple from people. We won't review them yet, but very soon.
Oops. What's that?
I'm trying to. That was from. Yeah. Okay, Joey. I got yours, Joey. Ibrahim, I got yours.
I'm excited to see all these.
Emin, I got yours. Okay, gotcha. We still might show yours. You guys might not all say qualify for Creative Cloud, but just kind of depends if you maybe we already have given you Creative Cloud this year. So I hope you don't mind. I'm sorry we can't give it to you again. But
that would be nice though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Amy has submitted something. That's good.
Thanks, Amy. I think if I can get this knocked out in about 10 minutes, 10 more minutes, then we'll have enough time to, you know, play around like we want to.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Just kind of taking a look at these, looking at Joey's.
Okay.
That's good. Ibrahim might have already won. Creative Cloud, but we will still review it. Amin, thank you so much.
Okay, let me see here. Group. So I wanted to try to incorporate this elephant in a little bit to this package.
Sounds good. Elephants are
A big deal in Sri Lanka?
Was that a joke?
No, it's not a joke. Seriously.
They're a big deal.
They are. They're like the national animal.
Wasn't like a bad pun. I thought you were making a bad pun.
I didn't even notice I made a pun. Okay.
I like it. I like it. Cool.
Try to get this knocked out. I don't have very much time left.
Actually, would it help if you? I mean, maybe we'll wait a little bit. Is there an option in Dimension to put object on floor directly? No, not that I've seen. There should be, to be honest with you. I mean, there really should be. I'm going to double check again because I'm going to move this up with it selected. Yeah, there's not. I wish there was.
What was that exactly asking?
So notice how, like, I'm just kind of, oops. Notice how this is like hovering above, and we can switch to, yeah, 9. But this is kind of hovering above. You can see the shadow right down here. It's above this plane.
Right.
It's like, you know, move to ground should be an option.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't see it. I don't think it exists. But, you know, you could actually put it down to the 0 point right here is what this means. Assuming the pivot point is at the bottom center, I can just hit 0, and that's how it would essentially get there.
I see.
So yeah. Packaging. Copy and resize. Oh good, Melissa, you're having a rough day, getting some heat from your team, and this is like hopefully inspired you. We've all been there.
Oh yeah.
Ray, thank you for submitting something. So, Jenny to ask your question, is there a question, can you model and upload your own packaging? Or is there a way to modify existing package? Yes. I mean, honestly, when I say modify existing package, it's going to mean adjusting the size and dimensions, but you can't do any Boolean methods like where I'm adding or subtracting, something. But I can show you how to find other models, and really you just need an OBJ at the end of the day. That is looking so good.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Just working it,
I'm
work
going
it,
really
work it,
fast.
work it. Work it, moving. One layer. On one layer, everybody. One layer. Who needs any other layers when you're Anna?
Oh, man.
You just rock it.
Okay, we got 1.506. I should have just expanded that, but oh well.
And by all means, if you guys hit render and that's taking some time, you could always just do a screenshot and upload it that way. Let's do a little screenshot.
True.
We're not going to judge you on image quality necessarily. Design is your passion, Melissa. That's good to hear.
Same here.
If you had to choose between food and design, design would win all the time. You ever have days where you're just like working away and you're like realize, like I have not eaten.
No,
like,
it never happens to me.
Oh, you're like always like, yeah, I'm gonna eat.
Give me the food.
Give me the food. Nice. Oh wow, we got quite a few to review, so
Oh wow. Okay.
I think we'll try to do this while you're still rocking out.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
very
we need to review some of these
Okay, yeah.
because we'll run out of time otherwise.
Yes.
But give me 1 second. Okay. Almost have it, and there. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let me just double check. So Ibrahim, Giacomo, and Ray. Okay, cool. So while you're doing that, let's just review some of these fantastic designs. This is Anton's. We saw this earlier. Shout out, Anton. You did a fantastic job. Looks really good. Even with the low quality render,
Yeah.
looks fantastic. Thank you so much. Next up, Joey. Did a fantastic job. Apparently, this is interesting. But I really love this scene, and I really think this matches really well. And that sunlight, notice how the 3D item has matched the sunlight in the scene, so that's like really cool from a perspective standpoint. Ibrahim technically already has Creative Cloud, so you cannot win, but we're shout out to him. Ibrahim Hajo, hopefully I'm saying that right. Little coffee cup, and that matches his website. Look at you, fancy pants. Amin. Ah. Look at this one.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
This is look Behance Live hairstyle. So it's hair product.
I love it.
That is freaking dope.
I love it.
Wow. Yes, Amin did a fantastic job. So Synchro Films. I'll have to double check. Cats are pretty cool. I hope this isn't like. What is this? Is this cat? Is it just a? Is this cat food? Is it actual cat in the package? I don't know. You're scaring me. Could be anything. It is Halloween. I'm getting a little scary here.
That's true.
Thank you, Synchro Films. Amy Carrillo. Oh, very cool. Like nice metallic. Picks up on the reflection from the scene. Great job. I like it.
Ooh, yeah.
Good job, Amy. Giacomo already won earlier. Still kind of working on the perspective, but he's getting there. So he made a little calendar. I have not seen this model, so that's really cool that you placed that in there. So I'm kind of curious as to what you did there. Shout out to you. You did a fantastic job. So.
Okay.
Last but not least, last so far. So this is Ray Aizer, A-I-Z-E-R. Oh, I like this bottle. This is just a cool scene in general. This is a very, very cool bottle, like this little logo. you know, flat and little splash of color right down there. So good job. All right, Anne's gonna pick one of these, not right now because she's been working away on her own stuff. So
Okay, I think I just finished. Done. Okay. So we have everything, and I think what I'll do is get rid of all this brown stuff for the PNG. Would you recommend doing that? So
yeah.
So we use the actual bag.
Yeah, this will be tricky because like something like this might get. I don't know how you're gonna map it all on there. I guess we'll kind of see. Is it gonna be hit or miss or what?
And this template actually is something I created. It's not from the
It's not
Adobe
like from
stock.
the model or
right.
anything like
so
that.
It might not work quite right. We'll see how it does. Okay, I'm just going to save this. Yeah, I'm going to save this as a transparent. Do you recommend a certain width or anything on this? Like the larger the better?
Yeah.
Maybe 3,000?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Just so we don't get blurry, you know. Okay. Leona?
Brent, are you having some issues with it running on your 2012 Xeon?
Dimension. Are we going to try to do this on my machine, or you want to send it over to your machine, or how do you want to do it?
No, you can load it up there if
Okay.
you don't mind.
Okay, so I will make this full size. And I already have a Adobe stock template picked out. Oh no, wait. I want to do import 3D model. And then we'll go to templates, and this is the one. So this is an OBJ file.
And that technically, where did you get it from?
Adobe stock.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now I'm not completely familiar with this stuff, so you might have to help me out. But this is the bag
That's why we're all
template.
here. This is only a week old, so
Right.
it's fine. Everybody's like new here. We're all
Right.
starting out at the same level.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to import place graphic as decal. We will do, I think I put it in here. Yeah, that's the one. Is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's really small. So to make it larger, I'm going to hold shift and resize everything. And now this might not map exactly right, but okay, so it needs to be a little bit bigger.
Good, yeah. Just gonna moving out. Touch the
Ooh,
larger.
it looks like it's
pretty darn good,
it's
though.
not bad. Ooh, okay. So there's the back of it. Let me see if we can see the front. We might have to. Oh, that's not bad. Maybe I can make it. It's a little dark. How do I fix the darkness? See how dark it is?
Oh, like the overall, I would deal with like the lighting in the scene.
Okay.
Probably, you know.
So I'm going to add a scene. So maybe this one. That's what you mean by scene,
Yeah.
right? The background.
And it might say, hey, do you want to match the... you can go ahead and say yes to that. It will actually turn it all a little darker, but we can brighten it up.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I see. It does make it a little bit. So now, okay, cool. And then I'll move this down here. See the mapping, it's probably something wrong with my template, but it does get a little weird at the top, but at least I can see what it's going to look like on the package. Okay, so now how do I make it a little bit brighter? Yep. Got my decal. Maybe if I go up here.
You can go, if you want to make it overall brighter,
Yeah.
click on environment.
Environment.
Yeah.
That is my problem.
Yeah.
I see.
And then you can just crank up the environment light, the intensity,
Okay.
and that might make it overall like a little brighter.
It does get a little brighter. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I noticed there might be some issues with Dimension not working on like Xeon processors and things like that. Brent, thanks for pointing that out, because Jeanette Matthews is on the Dimension team, and she's like brilliant. So she's the one that I turn to for these sort of questions. So quick shout out to Jeanette Matthews. Maybe we'll get her down here and do a little Q&A with her.
Cool. Okay. So, whoa. What else should we change about this?
I think you need to flip it back around so we can see the front, but yeah.
Well, this is the front here.
Oh, that is the front.
The back is...
The back looked like pretty legit, like spot on.
I'm not very familiar with how...
Okay, so you want to move... You want to rotate around?
Yeah.
So I would select the one up here to rotate the actual object.
Oh.
And then select it.
Okay.
And now do the green line.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is the back.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's not quite
The back and the
centered,
front.
but... Ooh.
Oh, good. Oh, look at that. Oh, how fancy.
It's
We're
a little
about 6
shiny.
minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'd probably have to tighten up the top, but that's okay. Like, and this is actually this is even more close to real life, because none of that packaging is going to fold in perfectly on the sides,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be, I mean, it's like paper, so.
Exactly.
But that's looking really good.
Let me see if I can... Ooh, the metallic, even though it's not going to be metallic. Do you think we can... Well, I would have to... Can we make this foil like you're talking about? Like if I wanted to make I would have to separate it, wouldn't I? From the dark blue background.
Yeah, you would have to...
Oh, I like that better with the roughness.
You could load in, so crank up that metallicness.
Okay.
Ooh, let's pick a winner too. We'll pick a winner here
Oh,
in a
yeah.
second.
Yeah, do
So
that.
I think for this stuff, I think for the metallic, we should probably save that for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because that's going to be fun, like taking this and taking it to the next level, since we can.
Okay, very
That'd be
cool.
kind of cool. But are you guys not impressed with everything you just did? Like, I'm impressed. You are so good.
Oh.
You were like this last time at Max. You were like, yeah, I'm just going to... And it was like perfect. Your timing and it was like perfect. You created something really compelling in a short amount of time, which is all from some little things on a piece of paper to complete packaging. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
Masks off to you. But let's pick a winner. I want you to pick a winner.
yeah.
This is
Okay.
exciting.
Let's
let me
see all
let me
of
check real
them.
fast. Let's not switch
Okay.
to my screen yet. Let me make
Okay.
sure I have all the entries. See if, ooh, wow. Oh shoot, there's more.
I will continue
Ray
to
was
mess
my
with
last
this.
one.
Ooh. Thank you, guys.
Ray was my
Oh my.
Ray
Ooh.
was my last one. Okay, there's that one.
I gotta figure
There's
out how to
this
get this straight
one.
again. Kind of messed it up. Oh. You guys are not very skilled with the 3D stuff. Still really learning.
Hey,
So,
we're all, there's some pretty sharp people in the chat. Okay, so let's
tell me all
review
your
these, because
things.
we have a lot to
Okay,
review.
okay.
All right, let's dive into it. This is from Anderson.
That is nice.
Ulani Essentials Hair and Scalp Cleanser.
Another hair
To
one for us.
kind of stick with the theme of how's my hair. I do not have a name for this one, but I'll do a shout out in a second. Ooh, this was an interesting idea. It's like, this is a 3D scene. They're actually dealing with a huge object. Let's do this massive billboard or like environmental installation. Very clever.
That is
so
very cool.
hats off to you. I'll click over to the names in a second. Ooh, here
It's
is
Coffee
another one
Penguin.
by Laura Veru. Coffee Penguin. Look, she has a little reflection there. which
Oh,
is
that's
very
very
cool.
nice. Very
Good job.
nice.
And a great logo, by the way.
Yeah.
This one does not have a name associated with it, but
Oh, that's really
multiple, like first one with multiple objects.
Oh, yeah.
So many firsts happening right now. We have this one, Dr. Lou's original.
nice. Very
That
cool.
looks
very
unbelievable.
cool.
That looks so realistic. And then another McClure's Coffee.
Coffee and slime.
So let's pick one out of this set, and then we'll go through the previous ones. Do you have a favorite out of these?
Okay.
McClure Coffee,
Okay.
Dr. Lewis dressing,
I really
beer.
like that one. I like that a lot.
coffee.
This one's very nice. Okay, yeah.
You took it to the next level. Obviously,
The
I
favorite one.
take a hint. Got it. Do you have a favorite out of these?
I think I like the one with the multiple. This one.
All right. That's this is the runner. This is the current favorite. I'll check to see whose name this is.
Okay.
But then let's kind of look at some of these others that we kind of already reviewed. Anton actually already won earlier today, I think.
Oh, I see.
Didn't he?
Okay.
Or was it Joey did not? So there's this one.
Okay. Very cool.
Ibrahim already won, but he created this one. So shout out to Ibrahim.
Awesome.
Amin Gerbo did this Behance Live hairstyle product. Actually has 2 objects. Freaking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saving that one. Just for fun. And then we have Cats Are Cool.
Cats are cool. Okay.
Cats are pretty cool.
They are cool. I have a cat.
Amy. Shininess. Bottle.
Yeah, very
Yakima.
nice.
What's that?
Anton did not win.
Oh, Anton did not. Okay, we'll go back to Anton's too. Anton did not win.
Okay.
We just showed his a couple times earlier.
Oh, right.
Yakimo did win. He's the one that won earlier, but there's
Oh, I
his.
see.
And then we have Ray's.
Right.
So I personally really like this one.
I like that one too.
And then there's this one. Which one do you like out of these 2?
I think I like the hair one.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here it is. Congratulations to Emin Garbo, G-R-B-O. Emin, G-R-B-O. Congratulations, because this is awesome. Like, it fits the environment. He did multiple products. The branding on it is superb. It actually fits the theme. We know it was made today. I can't say enough nice things.
Yeah.
So,
it's great.
Yeah, it's super sharp. The shading, because you're trying to match that plant. Great job. Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations, Emin Garbo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But awesome, guys. We're winding down. We have about 45 seconds. Any last words you want to
Thank you guys for showing up. It's really awesome doing this.
And we're going to tackle another project and take this one to the next level tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST, which is super good. Can we go full screen with us? Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Anne Bracker. Next up, we have Nick Longo. I see you over there. He's ready to go. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready. He's doing this shadow boxing. But thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay here. Next, another amazing designer up right now. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.